Okay. Welcome to our third hour presentations. We will be finishing, hopefully, maybe, our showcase of our 4-week presentations at this time. And I'm going to stream this live on Facebook. So I'm putting those right there right now. And we are ready to go. Look how pretty you guys are. Well,
Me.
I got to get Chris in there. The last shot of Chris before Mrs. Dink hurt him with the chicken. Okay, cool. Okay, you ready, Miss Lexi?
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay, I decided to learn about Photoshop, and I plan to watch tutorials on all the basics like editing and brushes and spot healing tool. The tutorials I watched had to deal with a bunch of basics. And so some of the brushes I downloaded and then worked with. So there was a lot of tutorials on painting with brushes, but they had to deal with like using a tablet, and I didn't have a tablet. But I was gonna look at them, and then they were really expensive, so I didn't get that. So, King Tut's Pro channel on YouTube was the most helpful tutorial. He made it really easy to like follow along with him, and that's kind of what I did with all of it. I learned that you have to have a lot of patience with Photoshop, and you have to like plan out everything that you're going to do, because if you don't, things will go wrong. And so here's some of the stuff that I worked on editing. It's my friend Michaela. And then this one is my dad's car. And then my soon-to-be stepdad really likes the Beatles, so I photoshopped it down and I'm happy with it. And then my last one was a famous actor, so I photoshopped myself with them. Problem solving was definitely important to my project, because there were days I wanted to just like throw my laptop because it wasn't working at all. Glad I didn't do that. And then here's part of this project. I kind of messed up a lot. I had to Photoshop him, and then it didn't work out very well. So then the final, that part didn't work out. So the final, I forgot to screen capture it, but I did get it. If I could redo my project, I would probably not spend so much time working with brushes, because they were just really easy to do. And I could have spent more time editing and other things like that. And then the biggest successful moment in my project would have to be when I photoshopped my family. And my mom, I was going to give it to him for like Father's Day, but my mom showed him it. So.
Biggest thing I would tell you is you didn't do anything with mastery of technology and showing us how you did something within your application. Okay. Otherwise, you have good coverage of that, but that's a huge chunk. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Give it a nice round of applause for Miss Lexi. That was random. I don't know what that was. Okay. It's Miss Mona. The lovely Miss Mona. She needs her own song.
It's like every teacher does that.
What?
Make a song out of my name.
It should be, because it's very lyrical. Tristan has his own song. There's actually an opera called Tristan and Isolde, which I showed you. Very dramatic, based on the mythology.
That's a lot of feels.
A lot of feels.
I should play it every time I enter.
You need your own soundtrack. You should. I think that would be a cool thing. You hire people, they walk behind you, play a soundtrack based on the situation and how you're feeling.
Right now, he could just have like Celtic music following him.
It could. Well, actually, because that's more the Viking thing. That's a little Nordic. We need maybe some Nordic stuff there. Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna show you guys like what I did first, and then I'll show you how I did it. So originally my project was supposed to be like me, and then I was supposed to learn how to do brush stamps in Photoshop. So during my week 1, I like played around with brushes, making stamps. My very first one was this kind of like cloud looking thing, and I made like a lot of mistakes because I tried to like brush through it. So then that's when I figured out in week 2 that I couldn't like just like wing it like I planned on doing. I actually had to like do something. Like I couldn't just like go through it, so like you can tell like it's really sloppy. It's not like looks like clouds. So about like halfway through I changed my mind and I didn't want to do stamps anymore. So then I went to blending photos together with brushes, and I made this. I put the girl in the back in there, and then this girl up here crying. It's kind of supposed to create the illusion like she lost her sister, and that's where they always like played together. And then I did this thing with Simba. Where
Can't go wrong with that with Disney.
I put a steak in there with him. And, like that was just kind of be my first one that I like played around with when I was learning how to do it. I found out that I couldn't just like pick any tutorial because I found a couple that they were like really good, like they talked to you and stuff, but like if they didn't have the same machine as me, it was like really hard to figure out what they did on their like how to figure out how to do it on a Mac instead of like a Dell like some of them were. Then I found this really great one and it was like 25 minutes and I really didn't want to watch the whole thing, but I had to because I could not figure it out. So now I'll just show you like the tools. When you first come here, you kind of just what did I use? I'll just be like, I don't know, I'll just like do a black background. So to like get your background in there, because you don't want it to just be white, I just screenshotted it. And then after you screenshot it, you just drag it in there. So to create the brush that I wanted, because you could either download brushes or you can make your own, I took a picture and I dragged it in there and I dropped it in there. And then you go to file, you go to image and you go to adjustments. And then you go to the exposure and you change the offset. So then it goes like really dull. Then you have to invert it to black and white, which is still an adjustment. And then after you do that, you go to file and then you go to define brush presets. And it's gonna make you save like how you had. And like while you're doing it, you're like, there's no way this is gonna make a brush because like it looks like it just looks weird. So I'll just show you guys like some of the brushes I made. It took me a while to figure out how to like work this thing over here on the sidebar because I thought this was the brush when I first started. So that's kind of like why I had to watch the tutorial because I couldn't figure it out. So I made a tree like that, and this was one of my brush stamps. And then I also made pictures of myself. Just push it. You change your color by like going up here or down here, and then you just move it to whatever you want. And so I had kind of like this autumn thing with the tree one, all the leaves are falling. I didn't really like it, so I can save it. For my blending stuff, just drag like another picture in there. And you drag your new, like, I drug my steak onto Simba, and then you just crop it down to the size that you want, like this. And then you push this check mark, so I don't like that. And then you go with regular versus normal, and you push clear. And then like, and I don't know why it does this, but every time it says that. But you just click OK. And then you come back over here and you go to like this thing. And then you resize it because it's like really, and you just color out. Just like color out, it's not working, but you just like color out the colors there for the color so that you just make it whatever size you want. That's pretty much all I did. My week 4, I didn't have a lot to do because I like kind of, once I like made myself work, then it was really easy. So I kind of got done faster. I have like captions, but it's pretty much showing you everything I just showed you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, the Blakely. I'm excited.
Okay, we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so like basically my first week. Sorry, let me try and find it. I did just like basic edits like this. Which what I had to do here, it was pretty easy. You just you have to select whatever you want. I use this quick selection tool because it's quick. And you can just not like that. You can just outline them pretty easily, get what you need selected. And then once you get it to that, you can just click Command J, that'll make a new layer. So on this layer, I applied you can apply filters that you download. So I have Topaz 5 downloaded.
Let me turn this off just a second. Keep going, Blake.
All right. Okay, so yeah, on my first week, I pretty much did stuff like that. I just tried to learn all the tools, like all the selection tools and stuff that I could crop things out with, like this lasso. Because the quick selection tool messes up every now and then, gets a little more than you want, so you can use that and just make sure you cut everything out pretty good. So in the first week, I think I did another one like this, but I did like that, and what we had to do was get this background. You have to change it to black and white. And so what I did there was I put this blue layer over top of it, but it's on soft light. So when you put it on, you can still see everything, because if I change it to normal, it's just that blue screen. So I put that on soft light, and once I put this layer on over top of it, it pops like that layer that I wanted. So that's kind of what I did first week, just simple stuff. Hold up. See if I can find my PowerPoint. So week 2, I just worked more with like layers and brushes and stuff, because like once you get a hold of the layers and all the brushes, it's pretty easy to do stuff in Photoshop. So what I did that week was I just messed with layers, like I said, and I downloaded a lot of brushes for kind of the edits that I wanted to do. So yeah, week 2 is pretty much just building off of what I did the first week. And then I think week 3, I did stuff like this, which was multi-page in one edit. That it was a little more difficult on these, but what I did was, like I said last time, it's pretty much the same until you get, like, you select all this out. You can put whatever filter you want on it, and then you have the background, and instead of making it black and white and putting another layer over top of it to get that, I just went to image adjustments and hue and saturation. You can control all this stuff. Well, I have him selected right now, but you see what I'm saying? If I had the background, I can change the color. So that's what I did. And then I had all these 3 pictures. What I had to do is create a smart object with them and rasterize the layer. So I could control them. And what I did was I tried to match the color of that to the color of the background, so it blended in well. And then once I got those there, I took a eraser and I went around the edges to get all the hard edges off, so it kind of just blends in more. And I have these brushes over top that are kind of cool. And then I have like this, this is another brush. It goes over top just to make it a little darker. I don't even know why I have that on right now, but
It adds depth.
yeah.
That's good.
So on this one, kind of same thing. I did this one of myself. Same thing as far as the backgrounds. I just changed the color to this orangish thing, and then I had this. This is brushes right here. This layer. I just put those brushes over top, and then on this one I kept these pictures black and white because I thought it looked pretty cool. But like I said, once again, I just went around the edges and erased stuff off. You know, so it's pretty much like the last one, but just different. I liked that one quite a bit. So, and then the next week I worked with more gradients and patterns with my background. So like as you can see on this picture, it's got like this block pattern in the background, which I thought made it look kind of cool. I also did this, which was different. I thought it was cool. What I did was I cropped out everything on the jersey except for the part that says Cavs here and his numbers and these stripes, so you could really tell that it was the jersey. And I had to apply a filter to what I hadn't cut out to give it that cool look. And this background I put a filter on too because I thought that made it look kind of cool. But so that's what it looked like after I got done cropping it out. And then I put a layer underneath it so you could see him on his jersey too, which is pretty cool. So that's one of the things. This is another one that I did. All these I made are kind of going into my final project that I did. So my final project was like 5 different edits made into one. This is me again. Another golf edit, but see, so like all these I put into final
That's
one,
nice.
and they've all got different backgrounds. This is one that I tried. This is like the first one I tried messing with patterns and stuff, but I like this one more. It's that block pattern again. And what I started doing on this week too was using the gradient tool over here. So what I did was I could make that go from orange to blue like I did there. So like once I got to this week, I was just keeping doing all the same thing, cutting, selecting him, adding a filter, making the background whatever color I wanted. But the only difference was this week was I was adding patterns and gradient to my stuff. So there's another one that I did with the multi-picture. And I think those were like the first week I was just messing around. So I was more of the stuff that I did here with patterns. Let's see if I can find. I've shown pretty much all of them. I have my final project that was on JPEG. It's kind of funny. We go golfing quite a bit, so I made that one. It's I saved it as a JPEG here, and I forgot to save it on
That's a PSD file. Yeah.
on the Photoshop, yeah, as a PSD. So I just all these edits, just like 5 different ones here, and so I put them over top of a background that I had, like you can see this stuff over top of a background, and then I applied a gradient to it, and then just used a text tool to put in the SV golf part. That was kind of funny, but yeah, that's what I did. And to apply filters and stuff, it's pretty easy. I just had to like go up here, and I downloaded this Topaz Labs, and
That was like week 2, I think we installed that.
yeah, I started using the filters pretty early. Well, I have the wrong thing selected. Sorry, I need to select this. All right, filter. So, like it'll show you over here. Sorry, I had the trial. Like you can apply different filters. It makes all the pictures look different. So this was really helpful. It kind of made your edits pop, make them look better. So you could apply as many as you want, and you could change this stuff over here. But I usually just kept it how they had it because I thought there's some pretty good options over here. And this was probably my favorite one that I used, the psychedelic. But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did. But once I got all these, the ones that I liked, I exported them into my iCloud down here too, which was pretty cool. So I have all those on my phone. So
Do me a favor. Can you go back to the KU one? I can't even think of that one. That one.
Yeah.
Do you have the original photo, just so folks can see where you took it from?
the first one. Yeah.
Just the first. Yeah.
That one.
So I mean, yeah, but you still got a filter on that. Do you have the original photo by chance?
Oh, the original picture. Well, okay, here. That would be like the original picture.
Right, but it was in color.
But
okay.
Yeah, it was in color, and I made that black and white. I could see. Oh. Let's see here.
You don't need to change
All
it.
right. Okay.
I just wanted, because here's what's cool about what Blake did. There's a huge range of skill set there. Can you guys see that? Of how to apply what you learn to what you do. Because if you are trying to build a skill set in Photoshop, that's what you're looking for, is a nice range of skill set abilities to do all kinds of things. And that's clear. That's clearly apparent with your work. That's a good thing. So here's what's important for all the people that are doing Photoshop. Make sure you've got your PSD files, but make sure you export your stuff out as rock solid images. So check and see, like when you export out, do you get a better look with a PNG or a JPEG? And remember that we're going to add these to your portfolio. So we want them to be as strong visually as possible, because you're adding a skill set into what you can do and show people. That's all about money. That's bank for you guys. Okay? Nice. We're going to give you a nice round of applause, please. When do we get? 10:46. Let me make sure I'm not cutting. Oh, we got time. Got time for the laner. Elaine.
Oh, good.
You brought the nerd. It was good. It's never wrong when you bring the nerd.
I like your horns.
Chris. Are you laying on the floor saying my name over and over again? I thought what you're doing. You know, once my brother really annoyed me, and so I roped him when I was riding my horse, and I kind of drug him behind me for a couple miles. Not dragging, but I made him run. I just tried. He ran for miles. I wore him out. He didn't bother me for a while then.
You're so kind.
I know. Let me say, it wasn't. I didn't physically harm him. I just exhausted him, which was the goal.
That's like something my sister would do.
Yes. Okay, Sir Lane, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, bring it.
Well, I decided to learn just some basic tools about Photoshop and go in depth about typography. Well, that was my goal, was just to learn about Photoshop and how you work it and to make a typography picture. My final project that I wanted to create was an American flag with like the Star Spangled Banner written on it and like different patriotic songs. What I learned, I watched a tutorial from King Tuts Pro, and it was pretty good. He taught me about the elliptical tool, polygonal lasso tool, and the quick selection tool, and I made a quick edit. Why?
Talk to us about what you're doing, what we're watching.
Well, I took some buttons from Xbox One controller onto a PS4 controller,
The sacrilege.
Terrible.
and I just kind of transferred some different stuff to like kind of mix it up.
So horror, look at him.
Why would you do these?
I don't know.
Facing the monument.
Then that was basically what came up
No.
to look like. What I really learned was about typography, and you don't need a lot of tools for it, but it does take a very long time. I had to use the pen tool and the gradient tool. I used the pen tool so I could make the letters go like with the flag. So I'm using the pen tool, and then I use the text tool to write on the path that the pen created and made that. Then I use the gradient tool to seam the stripes together, so they really didn't just all of a sudden appear red and white. My project plan, that was very helpful because I probably would have crashed and burned because I had no idea like what I was doing. I really like my typography picture and how it came out. It was pretty cool. Well, I learned how to make typography, and on the final project, the words are a little big and they kind of get jumbled up, and so I wish I would have used smaller text, so I wouldn't have done that. And final project.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Right, like right here, it kind of gets jumbled up, and so
Still, I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's how you get started. I mean, typography is a skill set that takes lots of patience. Yeah,
I like the gradient.
very cool. Okay, anybody have questions? All right.
Is that it?
Who we got yet?
Free.
We got the Bree. Let me see if I've got enough time. Let's,
This is Jake.
yes, ma'am.
I have
Oh,
to
like
get
yours
my
is so-
stuff finished though.
Really?
I don't have my stuff in yet.
You don't have your stuff finished. Well, you need to get it ready for tomorrow,
All right.
okay? Because I was gonna say that technically you're late. All right? All right, we're gonna shut her down for today. Y'all wave bye. The chicken says goodbye.
Dad.